Hey guys, it's been a while, but today we're looking at TMS 133, the ARC Trooper Echo. And as we've seen most recently with the Snowtrooper Commander, Hot Toys is continuing to release newer versions of the older Sideshow clones, even though Hot Toys did the armor work for Sideshow anyway. So we're going to take a look at this guy, and then we're going to see what he looks like compared to his Sideshow self later in the video. So it is the standard style Star Wars shoebox that we've gotten for a while now. Tells us that it's the TMS Trooper Echo. We do see the alternate look of the helmet there. We'll discuss that shortly. We see an image of the figure, and then we see the image of the figure with, once again, a alternate presentation style. And like all the other Star Wars releases, we are going to get the art card. This time, again, showing you an alternate display for the figure. You can see he has the other 501st troopers behind him, which is really quite cool. And that reminds us that it's Star Wars ARC Trooper Echo. Alrighty, like most Trooper releases, we are going to see some items that we've seen before. First of which is this backpack. You can see that it's got the foam over where the magnet is, which is quite nice. It means that you're not going to scratch the figure up if you put it on him. You do get two of these pistols. We see them with most of the commanders. We get the data pad. We've seen this a few times now, but it's always nice to have different display options, especially if you don't have one of the characters that includes that yet. We get the standard clone blaster. We get two pistol hands. I've got and two relaxed hands. I've got one already swapped out on the figure for later. We get this forward fire type of hand. You can see that they're nicely painted in his armor as well. Get the waving slash motion hand. There's your other relaxed hand. There's the other trigger finger. And then we get a pointer finger as well. All very nicely done. We of course get his display stand, Trooper Echo, and then we do get a portrait as if he was in live action, portrayed by Tammy Morrison, which again, like the other sculpts, looks fantastic. So all of this included. Now I'm going to show you some other extra accessories that you get as well. We're just going to jump over to the actual figure to showcase that though. So his helmet itself features a variety of accessories. It does have the tool for the purse that also allows you to pop off the side bits on the helmet. So you can attach the rangefinder if you want to. You can also attach the visor. Now, I don't think they had both the antenna and the because they both pretty much serve the same purpose. So I don't think the helmets ever had both rangefinders on them, but I think it's a nice touch and definitely makes him unique. You also can add a light to him as well for those episodes where he did use it, especially in the later episodes of the show. Just going to rebalance him here. Yeah, we get the torch. So yeah, you can remove the torch if you want. You can remove the whole thing if you want to, and just have the standard helmet as well, which I think is really cool that they've given you so many options. You can, of course, also remove this here as well. It is just magnet. So you can go with whichever look you prefer for him. As you can see, he's not entirely clean. He does have some weathering there, which I really dig. You can see that weathering continues down the outfit. We have the famous handprint there as well. You can see that my glue has come unstuck on one of those, which is a bit unfortunate. I'll glue that back down. You can see the weathering. We'll turn it side on view as well. You can see the extra pistol there, so they just go in the holsters. We'll see them shortly too. Of course, get the skirt. We have his unique boots, and of course we have weathering on those as well. So all very, very nicely done. Again, a lot of people probably don't want to use this piece here. It can come down like that as well. It gives him that Commander Bly look, I suppose. I just put it on so I had something unique. I might remove it later on, but at the moment I think I'll display him with it on. So you can see our second holster there, the ammo. So you just slide that in there. Gauntlets are nicely weathered. So yeah, they did fantastic job on the weathering here. Because even the skirt is weathered. Now the skirt is a nice, it's a fabric, not a pleathery thing this time around. It's quite nice. It feels a bit thin though, but I'm sure as long as you're not being stupid, I don't think it will tear or fray or do any of that type of stuff. So you can see that the skirt has a separate pattern on this side here. This side here does have a textured print to it, and it does feel a tiny bit pleathery, but I'm sure that that's just the print texture that I'm feeling. I think it's still that same material. But yeah, very nicely weathered. You can see both pistols there, skirts, the boots, and of course we get our magnet piece and we just work it there, and then he's got his backpack on, which is also very nicely detailed. So we can see his kind of Mandalorian inspired gauntlet there, the rocket, I'm guessing. Then we can see the communicator buttons and the gunship buttons, whatever it calls, whatnot. Sorry, not too sure. It's been a while since I've seen the later seasons of Clone Wars. But yeah, very, very nice figure, and I suggest grabbing him if you are someone that is a Clone Wars fan or a FiveOfFirst fan. It's always good to get different clones because of course you can just army build without having to buy 2, 3, 4 of the same figure, because you can always guarantee that they'll bring out something different on you, and it means that you just get to add another trooper to the Grand Army. Alright, we're going to get the Sideshow version, and let's look at how they compare. Already starting with the head sculpts, we can see that the Sideshow did opt for the Sideshow did go for a more animated look over the live action, and you can see they kept the animated haircut, where the Hot Toys have added extra detail to the hair just to make it a bit more phenomenal. It'll be interesting to see which one people prefer the Morrison sculpt or the actual animated sculpt. Yeah, I think the Sideshow sculpt definitely holds up, especially if you like the animated look of it, I suppose. But nonetheless, both head sculpts are pretty good. Of course, this one here, like I said, is going to have the realistic hair, and it is Morrison portraying the figure, not the animated look. So I suppose you could, you wouldn't be able to use this one though because of the adapters, so you'll have to get that one. Of course, the Morrison sculpt does have the per system, where the animated one does not. It will be interesting to see if they are from the same season. It could be that the Hot Toys one is from a later season, just because the paint apps are so very different across the two figures. As you can see, the Hot Toys has the darker chest, where the Hot Toys has the Hot Toys has the darker chest, where Sideshow has the lighter chest. You can see that the hand print's done more realistically. The proportions are probably a lot better on the Hot Toys as well, as we probably know. You can see even the design of the ammo packs are slightly different. The belt, you can see that the Sideshow one, the skirt comes around a lot more, and the ammo packs move and sit to the front, which is quite distracting. You can see that the color, the proportions of the feet are much better on the Hot Toys as well. So it is that argument of whether you want to spend the money for the, I suppose, minor upgrades, but in this different, like even looking at the two gauntlets there, you can see that the Hot Toys proportions are just that much better, and the blue is much nicer on the Hot Toys as well. I don't know if that's just because of the painting technique that Hot Toys uses now than when they did them then, but yeah, the newer one is that much shinier white as well. He's not as weathered down on the white, but the armor itself is of course still weathered, but the white itself isn't dulled or creamy, which I think is quite nice on the Hot Toys version. Articulation wise, they're both going to have similar articulation, you see, but the bodysuit is much nicer on the Hot Toys as well. It's this grey on the Sideshow one, where it's a nice black on the Hot Toys one. And just because it's a bit older, this one's starting to bunch and get caught in things. And this one here is going to be able to hold a pose where the newer Sideshow stuff is quite good, but every so often you do get loose joints in the Sideshow ones, and they tend to the arms tend to dip back down when you're trying to get them to raise a blaster or something. But yeah, I'll just leave you guys with this shot here just so you can see just the crazy color difference between the two figures. As I said, yeah, I think I do much prefer the Hot Toys in this situation. And I mean, every so often you get one like Fox, which is almost identical, and you don't know why you picked up the Hot Toys version, just to keep the set complete, I suppose. But this one definitely stands out. Anyway, guys, thank you for looking at TMS 133 ARC Trooper Echo. Hopefully you enjoyed this video, and there'll be more coming.